5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's me, Mikey Bro here. This is T-minus episode 8, 2036, the first edition, and we're going to go ahead and get into 3 of my favorite signings so far. Clearly, I'm not going to go ahead and throw out the guys who signed as the creative players because clearly they've been pretty monstrous as it relates to signing, but I'm going to go and go over 3 guys, all on new teams, one of which was an international free agent. Alright, first off, I'm going to go with Gerard Leader of Brooklyn. Signed a 7-year, $161 million contract and opted out after year 3. Normal agreed, so I'm going to assume that at the age of 37 he opts in. Last 2 years are buyouts of $6 and $10 million. It's interesting to me because Leader is a super duper star, obviously, but the Brooklyn Park plays 100% to lefty bats. Leader is a righty. He's Leader, so he should be great. Shouldn't be too much of a problem, but I do find it interesting that Brooklyn did bring in a righty at that price tag to play in a park that predominantly plays to lefties. As we've all seen for years, especially with his all lefty pitching rotation as well, and all lefty predominant lineup. So I'm guessing that's why he brought in Leader. It's a great fit. He's had some other signings that were really good signings as well, but I think Leader is a huge one. The next big one is Jose Madrigal of Cabos, a 6-year, $189 million contract, and opt out after year 4, $40.44 in year 1 with no team options thereafter. He'll be patrolling center field. At the age of 35, I'm going to guess he probably opts in, given that he's low grade as well. Not sure if he will or not. He's an international free agent, so we don't have any statistics or anything like that for him to go off of. Obviously, he is going to slot into the number 3 hole, I believe, number 3 or 4 hole in a ridiculous Cabos lineup. Quite possibly the best lineup in the entire league. Him or Georgia, that's how I would probably, him, Georgia, SoCal, maybe Maple. I would probably go 1, 2, 3, Bloomington as well. So one of those teams in the top 4 or 5, but he's definitely a top half, top third, however you want to put it. He's one of the best lineups in the league. I'm just rambling at this point. And he's going to slide into, I would predict, the number 3 hole. Cabos has tons of bats already with Tanika, Hood, St. Johnson, Cucci, Pope, Nichelle, Ross, I'm forgetting someone, Belcher, I believe. I have some stuff written down. I only have 2 of the names written down. Okay, well, either way, I have him replacing the number 9 hitter in the lineup. And, Jose Madrigal just replacing the number 9 hitter is absolutely ridiculous. That entire lineup's going to shift up and shift down. The Billy Martin division is going to be absolutely brutal this year. It's going to be super fun to watch. Not entirely sure what's going to go down, but I'm definitely going to be watching. Speaking of the Billy Martin division, my favorite signing so far, my number 1 steal of the offseason, in my personal opinion right now, is Masanobu Yamasaki. Obviously, of Maple fame, was with Dallas last year. Signed a 5-year, $66.5 million contract, 13.5 average annual value or thereabouts. He can opt out after 4. At 33, he may do so, but if he does, the team can decline that option and pay him that buyout clause, making it a possible 4-year, $53.5 million deal, which I love. It's basically $13 million a year for 4 years of Yama if he performs to what he needs to get to, 5 over 66, which is great as well. Just a great contact price. Cubby with the absolutely awesome staggering of the deal. And I do think that he probably will go all 5 if he doesn't opt out, just based on the fact that he's going to be, his statistics and his rating should hold to that point at least till he's 33, 34. And it's a big signing for Vancouver because Phil Power going to South Carolina. San Francisco, unfortunately, missing out on all those guys. Soleil Purabaka and Bernardo Riachi going to Cabos. Mabel can't do anything as is, but he's stacked. San Francisco stacked coming up. Cabos is stacked coming up. So really, and obviously South Carolina with his down year last year and the draft being as heavy as it is, should be right back where he has been accustomed to being over the last handful of years. So that division is going to be a monstrous division as is, but Vancouver just really having to play a game of it's so funny because I'm thinking about this right now as we're talking. I was thinking about before I wrote it down. Vancouver is a great team, is a plus 500 team obviously in any other division aside from the last year in that division, and he may finish 5th or 6th. And that's ridiculous to say given how much he's improved as well in the offseason with a couple of his signings. But that's how talented that division is. So Masanobu Yamasaki is my personal favorite signing of the offseason, just based on value and the fit for the needs. The top 5 catcher, I believe, in the league. To give him an 11 to 12 per in his prime years is just reminding me of the and his name's gonna elude me right now, but the guy that River City signed and then traded to Bloomington, Blue or whatever. So he definitely reminds me of him last year. Best value contract for an elite player as of yet, in my opinion. But yeah, we'll do a couple more of these as we progress throughout the offseason, but we're going to end T-minus episode 8 today. The top 3 signings so far through 2036 free agency. This is me, Mikey Bro. Tonga forever.